AskReddit by CTK Shadow. Gamers of Reddit, what video game has the best storyline? BioShock had a great original story. BioShock 2 and the DLCs built on that and are great stories even on their own. I can't wait for the next game. Soma. Soma was a life-ruining experience 10/10. I love the story in Hades. The developers found a seldom used historic character and thoughtfully developed him into a full, fleshed out character that fits so perfectly in the larger Greek mythos. As well, just having excellent overall writing, I think Hades has a fantastic and open-ended storyline. Absolutely agree, the gameplay was phenomenal but the story actually hooked me in. The character development was very well done, and each one felt very unique and lovable. I was shocked I actually ended up playing for just over 80 hours or so in order to finish all of the dialogue's 10/10 game. To the Moon. Silent Hill 2. To the Moon is far too unknown for how incredible its story is. Deus Ex. Not many games have achieved such compelling and mature story. Story on sequels felt just too Hollywoodish. I do badly want a remake of this game. Exact same script, but with more added. With modern visuals. One can dream. Edit. I see a few of you are saying there's mods. I have seen them. While they certainly do enhance the game, they make the 2000 game look like a game from 2003. Perhaps there's something newer that I have yet to see. I'll look into it later on when I can. New Vegas with all DLC has a pretty legit storyline in regards to the content of the DLC directly supporting the conflict between Courier 6 and Ulysses. Old World Blues was my fav, honestly, BC of how wacky it was. The dumb weapons and comments from the brains over the loudspeakers made it so funny. I liked the break from the grim wasteland. I loved BioShock, but Mass Effect was also awesome. It's funny because those two games are like the exact opposite when it comes to the approach of video game storytelling. In one hand leaning into the objective-based interactive medium to say that choice is pointless and free will is a lie, as it poked and mocked at the ideology of objectivism. And on the other hand, a game where you play as an interstellar space captain whose choices are meant to be so important and impactful they alter the fate of entire civilizations of alien beings. I guess it's a bit like, I like action movies but romances are good too. Planescape Torment. About as ancient as I am by now but still undefeated #1. By a long shot at that. There's Torment, then the desert, then whatever else you can think of. Disco Elysium is the best book I've ever played. Narrator, the words have already left your mouth. I want to make fuck with you. Grim Fandango. You're a travel agent for the afterlife, where corruption and crime are rampant. Edit. Gracious for the awards, comrades. Viva la revolucion. Manny, until now we scraped along the ground like rats. But from now on, we soar. Like eagles. Yeah, like eagles. On pogo sticks. Outer Wilds. Such a masterpiece. Sadly it is a one-time experience, but a beautiful experience. In case you never heard of it, just please do yourself a favor and Google nothing. Everything is a spoiler. Even Steam description has a minor spoiler which when I played did not know about and it blew my mind. Deleted. What Remains of Edith Finch is probably one of the best storylines I've ever played. It's great because it's so short. Everyone has the time to dedicate a few hours and experience this unique little gem. Sticks with you. Portal and Portal 2. Stephen Merchant was such a strange but absolutely perfect choice for Portal 2. Chrono Trigger. Edit. Wow. All you guys, I want you all to know that even though we may never meet, we are bros for life. To faraway times long ago bros. The soundtrack to Assassin's Creed 2. My then girlfriend, who has no interest in playing games, used to watch me playing just because she was so intrigued by it. I think all the historical sites make AC especially interesting. Metal Gear Solid. Edit. It's so satisfying to see so many people sharing their love my favorite game series. Dude, you guys know how to appreciate a good game. Snake Eater was a great story. God of War and RDR2. Boy and Bow. There have been numerous games with awesome storylines. Mass Effect, Dragon Age. But, one of the best. Knights of the Old Republic. BioWare, and would you look at that? BioWare. Edit. Jesus Christ, y'all. Old BioWare, I get it. Final Fantasy Tactics. No responses in 11 hours but I got you. One of the greatest stories of all time. Political intrigue? Yep. Class warfare? The entire game is about it. Historical basis? Absolutely. Components lifted from Berserk, another unbelievably amazing story? Somehow, yes. All of that, while defying a continent-spanning conspiracy that leads to the deepest recesses of the way society works and religion's role in it. Absolutely unreal. Fallout, New Vegas. No matter which way you decide to go, it's a great, entertaining storyline. Ever since I played that game a couple years ago I haven't had another game scratch the same itch. Probably largely had to do with Chris Avalone's writing but the dialogue options in that game were so hilarious and great. One thing I remember specifically is that you're supposed to train recruits at one point how to fight with guns and grenades and if your ordnance and firearms skills aren't high enough you can only give them shitty inept advice. Like you tell them don't waste bullets trying to hit one target, shoot wildly and shit like that. I'd have to vote for Celeste. A beautiful story about overcoming mental illness and anxiety and accepting yourself for who you are, and great gameplay to boot. Half-Life, OG to Episode 2. Everyone should play a Half-Life game before they die. Max Payne. The Flesh of Fallen Angels. I haven't played this in 20 years but it's the kind of story that sticks with you. Came here to upvote what I was expecting to find but could not find it so. Nier Automata. Final Fantasy VI. Each character is fleshed out, and just when you think the story is over, you realize you're only about halfway through. The Phantom Forest Train is still the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen in a video game. As an aside, there's a piece of music by a composer named Samuel Coleridge Taylor called Forest Scenes. It has a few movements but always makes me think of FF6. It is sort of impressionist which fits Final Fantasy, but also unique. That is to say it doesn't remind me of the game on a purely musical level but something about it just does anyway. Silent Hill 2. I'm waiting for you there, in our special place. The interaction between James and Angela in the hotel stairwell always sends shivers up my spine. Omori. Omori absolutely destroyed me. I still haven't gotten over it. Genuinely changed my life for the better. There's also a frankly unreasonable amount of high quality fan works based off the game. The Stanley Parable. I really enjoyed the Uncharted series. Halo Reach is probably my favorite non-RPG shooter story. Great game. He died, thinking he just saved the planet. We should be so lucky. 07.